What's up, y'all? Welcome to another episode of Somebody's Auntie. Not your mama's sister, but your auntie with the T. I'm Natalie Knox. What's up, y'all?
What's up? It's your girl, Keysha E.
What's up? It's your girl, Chevy the Shegan.
Chevy the Shegan. What's up, y'all? What's going on?
Girl, what? First off, okay. Nothing. I had the headphones on backwards like this part. The speakers on the outside. Today, I'm actually excited about this topic because this is really about growing and being a woman and being an adult and kind of bringing something to the table. So, I'm going to just kick it off. We're going to dive right into it. Can you date someone with bad credit? I want to dive into it. I just want to dive into it. We rolling, okay?
Let's
dive into it.
Fuck y'all format.
Yo, look just now.
She was like, what
"Did
happened?
you approve this? Like, how did
Because
this?"
look, she's
I love
talking
it. Let's
about
do
like
it.
she ain't cutting. I'm like, well, Keisha,
Let's do it. Let's just
yeah,
dive.
can you date somebody with bad credit?
Yo, we gonna zoom into
I
your
was like, this or that, dip in the boat. We just go. All right.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Can you? I think.
Can I date somebody with bad credit? Yes, I have bad credit, so I'm gonna date somebody with bad credit.
That's real.
I'm just being real. Like, what I
That's
look
real.
like being like, oh no, I'm not gonna date you because you got bad credit.
Yeah.
My credit is not great, so I'm not. That's not a deal breaker for me.
Okay.
It should be. Too many people place focus on finances. I really don't, because I know it's coming for me. Like, I know, like, I'm not about to be like, oh, he in debt, I'm not about to date you. No, this is a cool ass dude. That's just me.
I think it depends on to what extent. If it is, like, I know somebody who got married and they had no idea the shit that they was taking on with this person. And it was a lot. But if it's just like, you just got bad credit, we can fix that. I'll even help you and show you ways and things that you can do, you know, to fix it. Like, how bad is your credit? Like, we can't get approved for nothing, or you know, I don't. For me, that's not a deal breaker. Now, I think if you are still showing signs of at this age, if you're still operating in whatever way got you to that point of having bad credit, then that's something I'm more concerned with than the fact that you have it, because it can be fixed, you know. But I do, as a woman especially, you want to feel safe. You want a man to be a protector or provider, right?
Yeah.
Not to say that I won't bring nothing to the table or contribute to the household, but I want to know that you can provide. And so if your spending habits or the way you're managing your money is so bad that I feel like this is going to affect me as your wife and our kids and our family and our household, then that might be something to kind of consider. But again, that has to be on a certain level. If it's just like, you got bad credit, like...
Yeah.
When you say bad credit, okay, you mean like...
Nobody probably talked to you about it.
What about high debt? Like, are we talking about that too?
Yeah.
Well, again, it depends on how much and what is it from. You know, maybe you got debt from hospital bills. I'm not going to cut you off for that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if you, as long as you wasn't out here scamming, like, you know what I mean, and it came back on you or something, or, you know, you owe $1 million in back child support, then I might be like, nah, bro. And that's for a different reason in itself, because why you wouldn't take care of your kid? But
no, you
What
make a
about
valid
marriage?
point.
Yeah. So, like, what if you want to be with somebody and your credit is bad and you do have debt, but y'all want to get married? Like, y'all know y'all want to get married. Do you put the wedding off until the credit is great?
No.
Or do you be spiritually married? Because that is a thing. I don't know if y'all know that.
I don't think you do what?
People get spiritually married because they don't want to marry into people's
No,
bills.
I'm going to get married the right way. We're going to sign this paperwork on the dotted line till death do us
I'm
part.
taking this on.
No,
I agree with what you said,
I don't think in waiting to that point. Because I feel like so much of our life, like, I even think about is like, how much of my 20s and my 30s did I spend waiting to get to this point? Yeah. Which means that you didn't fully enjoy the moment. Like, yeah, I enjoy life and I live life, but did you fully enjoy the moment, or were you constantly thinking about the next moment and the next point? So I don't think putting something off like marriage until this person gets their credit. Like, nah, we're going to get married, we're going to have a plan, and we're going to budget, and we're going to actively work towards you fixing that, for me. But I also I think I look at marriage slightly different than some people these days, because some people it's like a business arrangement. Some people it's very much, for me, it's, yes, that matters, finances matter, but it's, for me, more of love, more of companionship, more of a life partner, more of building together, and all of those things. Right. So I'm not like...
I'm happy you said that. I'm sorry I switched this whole thing up, because it was, I wanted to like talk about it. We don't have to spend a whole bunch of time, but I was watching Love and Hip Hop, and one of the ladies, she's married to Trick. I can't remember her name. She's married to Trick Daddy. So she went to see a divorce lawyer, and they were going through the divorce process, and she told her, like, you need to get a prenup. She was like, prenups are very, very important. So the lady was trying to get a house, but she couldn't get the house because her and the man had broke up. So everything is bad because they are one unit. And that's how the courts look at everything. Like, y'all are a couple no matter what. I don't care who credit bad, who credit good. Dish y'all debt. Because y'all, you know what I'm saying, you married into it.
Married into that, yeah.
When you think about getting to, like, your point in life, like, you're an actress. And I know, like, for me, I feel like you're going to get to a level of, like, do you ever feel like, okay, I met this guy. I'm marrying for love. However, I might need a prenup.
No, well, I can never say if I become some crazy billionaire, right? I don't know that life to speak from that. So I guess I'll never say never, but no. Because for me, I feel like if I'm marrying you, one, and I understand things happen. Yeah. But I have intentions, and I'm going to work as hard as I can and do everything in my power for this to last. So I'm not having the thought of we're going to ever separate or divorce and have to utilize a prenup. I also feel like, and I get it for certain people on certain levels, it's not necessarily saying I don't trust this person, but for me it comes off as like, either one, I think something's going to happen, or two, I think you're in it for the money, or I think you're going to try and take something from me. Because if I get divorced from somebody, God forbid, and I don't ever want that to happen, just knowing who I am, I'm not trying to take from you. Now, if we got kids, yes, you're going to have to take care of your kids. You're going to have to financially put in and prayerfully spend time with, not just money, right? But I'm not on some, my mindset isn't like, oh, let me get everything I can get from him because we get a divorce. No, I'd rather just have my peace, not move on.
Signing no prenup ever. Yeah. Ever. Like, I agree with that. It's like, I don't want you to sign one and I'm not signing one. If I'm getting married to you, I'm trying to let that be my last time getting married. Like, that's it for me. And if we sign a prenup, that's almost like, well, just in case. Like, no, I don't want the foundation of my relationship to be about finances. That's why I'm like, credit, none of this shit really matters at all. I mean, I'm not saying my credit is great, and I'm not saying it's terrible, but I'm just like, I'm not signing a prenup. Like, what we doing? Like, our foundation is going to be on the stuff you just said.
I feel like people always talk about, especially out here in the industry, like, ain't no plan B. Yeah. This is it, and I'm gonna make it work. But then when it comes to marriage, it's like, well, like you said, just in case. What's the just in case? My nigga ain't no plan. My nigga ain't no plan B.
I'm trying to do this.
Ain't no plan B pills. Ain't no plan B. There ain't no plan B.
No, we're not doing that. Ashamed at one point of like credit. Like, I used to be ashamed. Like, I did not want to get in a relationship. Like, oh, my credit is so messed up. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I thought at one point it says a lot about your character, how you are as a person. But I really wasn't raised for those things. You know what I'm saying? I didn't really start getting together until I was like maybe late 20s or like mid 30s or something, to be honest. Right. But like for me, sometimes I used to be a relationship thing. Like, I don't want to do anything because I'm not together. And I always meet like people who got their shit together. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I always want to make sure I also have a full table. So I would never sign a prenup. No. Because to me, I'm not walking up like, oh, none of that you got. You know what I'm saying? Because like, one, that's, you know who you marry. So, you know, you marry a selfish prick, then you know if something happened, they're going to be selfish, right?
I was going to say, I want to make this clear. I'm not devaluing credit. It's very important.
Yeah, I was about to say
it's important. I'm not trying to say like, oh, F credit, but it's not, listen, people place so much value on it to where you start to not think about the other stuff. It's like you put this way up here and it's like, we going to get it together.
It's definitely important, but to me, it's not a deal breaker.
It's not a deal breaker.
If you're a good man, we got a good thing, and you have all these other things, I'm not going to be like, oh, okay, this credit is bad. Again, as long as you're actively working towards it and you're not still showing signs that you're doing dumb stuff, you know what I mean, at this age. It's
and I like what you said.
I messed my credit up before. My mom, I remember when I was a kid, I think I was probably like 10, and she had a conversation with me about credit, and I was like, girl, what? Like, I didn't even know what she was talking about, right? But my mama has always had a perfect credit score. Like, my mama do not play. So when I was, 19, 20, like started to, get credit, she was like, don't get all these credit cards. They're going to start stealing credit cards in your college and this and that. And I listened and I paid attention. And I had a great credit score. And then I moved out here and it was that little struggle time. And I ended up messing my credit up a little bit. It was never like crazy bad, but it got messed up. It wasn't where it was. And then I was like, oh, nope, don't like this. Don't like this feeling. Yeah. Let me fix it. Because that's the thing about it. It's not like it stays where it's at.
Exactly. You can work on it.
You know what I'm saying? So it is important. I definitely think that it's an important aspect. But I wouldn't hold it over nobody's head because I understand, again, me having messed my credit up before of like, oh, he probably did this in his 20s. He probably, especially as a man, I feel like they are less. Like, my mom is way more, she handled all the bills. my dad pays them, but my mom was always the one who was on top of like, this is due and this, you know what I mean? So
I feel like our parents are so similar. Every time you say something about your parents, like mine too.
Yeah.
Like
men, a lot of times that's just not their, unfortunately, their, you know, strong suit. Right. So I wouldn't hold it over his head, but you need to be showing some good signs that you understand you fucked it up and you want to fix it. You know what I mean?
But you do make it about it. I see so insecure about it.
And I think that's a valid thing, because once you get to, again, at this age, when you get in a relationship and you start talking about moving in together, you're talking about buying a house, you're talking about marriage, you're talking about all these things. Now you have to disclose that. When you was younger in your 20s, don't nobody know what your credit score is. You can say it's whatever. I ain't gonna see the paperwork. But now if we get married, then now, I am seeing like, oh shit, I thought this nigga was, you know, or he like, oh shit, I thought she. So I can see that being an uncomfortable, kind of like,
But not to stop you from actually pursuing this person or building something.
No, she's saying like, it kind of being embarrassing or uncomfortable for her to share her credit score with
for you to be in like
for her to share her
in the beginning. I used to be like, baby, I don't know what and the crazy thing is, like, then I didn't have like hella credit cards, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was like student loan junk or whatever. But when you dive more as we're getting older, those conversations are important. Like, what's your credit score? We got to buy a house. You know what I'm saying? And then you think about the process of buying a house, you're like, oh, I'm discouraged because now I got to pay all this off before I do this. But I think it also makes sense to have a partner that's willing to walk with you through that path.
And that's what I was gonna say too. Your husband, your boyfriend, the person that you with, should always want to put you on. He should always want. He should always support. And so if your credit is messed up, it's not like, oh, I don't want to be with her because her credit messed up. It's like, oh, let me show her how she can fix it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that person should always be in support of you and wanting to push you to do better and be better, especially on something that can be fixed. You know what I mean? If it's like he smoked crack, I'm probably, you know, I'm just not that supportive.
I'm not that supportive.
But I like what you said too earlier about just kind of like it being a pattern. Like, if it's a pattern and you got like 6 repos on your credit report or something like that, like, and we're this age, like, you should know better. So in that sense, I get it. Like, I'll look at it and I'll just be like, oh, okay, this person is showing a pattern of not managing his money right. Like, he's got but other stuff, like you said, like, mine's is student loans. Exactly. Mine's is student loans and medical bills. Like, that's my credit. So getting to a point where I'm like getting credit cards and building it up, because my parents taught me the same thing. Like, even to this day, it's like, oh, just get you a little Lowe's credit card, pay it off, and just keep doing that. Get you a little gas card, whatever it is. The credit is super, super important, especially the age we're going into now. Like, for some reason, that's where everything is focused. And our parents told us, like, we, you know,
that's starting now. Like, I put everything on my credit card and then pay it off. I went to brunch with my homegirl and the bill came and we all, like, you know, just put our card down to split it. And so me and her, it was her friend. I actually just met her for the first time. We both had Amex cards and she was like, I feel away. She's like, 'cause that's a flex. And I'm like, I'm just trying to pay my bill. I'm not even thinking nothing. She's like, that's a flex.
That's low key.
She's like, I gotta get my credit up so that I can get, like, that's her goal. It's like,
that's my goal.
So it's like,
wait, no, that is a flex though. I got a little $400 Capital One card. She got American Express. Damn, your credit good. You've been working on it. Good job.
Because someone said not in 2022 and moving forward. That's like a missing side tooth. That is
bad credit. Missing side tooth is in its own.
That is bad credit.
Missing side tooth is a missing side tooth.
No, okay, no. Literally, let's talk about the side tooth though. Just pause. I do be concerned with that.
How did it happen?
I have
some questions.
It's very easy to happen though, because you know what? I just found out. I could Google this. So when you need a root canal, and particularly for women, a lot of doctors don't like to like go in there and do anything because it's dead. It's like dead, basically like dead gums, which can cause an infection. We could go to your brain, we could go through your blood cells. So they don't like saving stuff like that. They just like the best thing to do is just you to remove the tooth.
I think you need to find a new dentist, because I've had a root canal before and they just numb you up and do the root canal and you're going to.
But it depends how bad your root canal is. Sometimes they'll be like, no, this has to go. And it's like,
then that means that you haven't been properly taken care of. You need to go see dentists every 6 months. I remember my dentist was like, don't be 6 months late for your 6 month checkup. They had my little picture on the wall. I love going to the dentist. Like, it was always a thing as a kid. And I noticed that though, a lot of dudes they ain't been to the dentist since they was 8.
And then they be smoking backwoods, and then they don't brush their teeth. And then they drink it with Hennessy, and then they eat.
That's what a side tooth go. But I think that
credit to side tooth.
I think that's kind of different.
That's what they said.
I think that's kind of different, because that is, let's just say, if that's where it always stems from, you not properly taking care of. That's your hygiene that you should be doing that. But kind of fucking up your credit when you're younger is like, it happens. Especially because most people aren't taught that too. Most people aren't taught financial literacy at a young age. But you taught to brush your teeth. You should be. You know what I mean? And that's why I think it's dope. One of my homegirls, actually 2 of them, shout out to Quan and Robin Fuller, They are both accountants. I think they both went to Michigan. No, Quan went to Michigan State and Robin went to U of M. So they actually rivals. But they both black women, both have young daughters, and they wrote a book. I think Quan's is A for accounting and Robin's is I forgot the name. And I said I was gonna buy them and give them to like somebody with young kids or give them away. But they both wrote books for specifically for children about financial literacy. Like about it talks about credit card debts. It talks about stocks. It talks about assets and liabilities. It talks about all of these different things.
You gotta drop that book.
Yeah, I think it's. I'm sorry, because I messed up the name. My bad, Robin. I don't have kids, y'all, but I think that's super, super dope and super important because a lot of it just stems from that. They just didn't really know, and I'm not gonna hold that over your head if you didn't know. You know, nobody taught you that as a kid.
But once you do know, get it together.
Yeah, sometimes though the thing is that it already has happened. They already fucked their credit up by the time they know, and then it does take time. It's not like credit is something you can fix next month. So that's why I wouldn't hold it over a person's head and just be like.
Was it a deal breaker for you, Chevy?
Let's Be Fair is the name of
it wasn't Robin's a deal breaker for me, but it was something I wanted to fix. I just didn't want to be too vocal about it. Like I was ashamed of it, like to have bad credit, but it wasn't for me. Like I'm like, well, I date somebody that was in my situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that look like? But then it's like, we just fix it.
You know what? Y'all make me really think about it. I'm trying to figure out, would I date a guy with like a 400 credit score? I never thought about that before because to this point in my life, I haven't even had this conversation with somebody I'm dating. Have y'all? Yeah. Like, that's why we were saying it makes you embarrassed. I'm like, I haven't had any type of conversation with any man about our credit.
I've had a credit score conversation.
We haven't get to that point yet.
But neither of us disclosed the actual credit score, so I don't know what his actual credit score is. But we've had.
But y'all talked about what your credit looks like.
Yeah, we've had.
Damn, I haven't done that.
I think like now I'm just like, because I work so hard for it, so now I feel differently. Like clearly I'm okay. I could handle my own house. I could do all those things, but I decided like I will be upfront about it, but only if I really feel like you genuinely care. Like if I feel like you're gonna judge me on it, no. Right. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm in a different space. But like when I date and I think it's serious, I'm like, okay, listen, let's talk about this. But also too, like if I met you, you already have a house and you move me in your house and we're doing all these things and you look responsible, but like it's just medical and student loan, I'm like, okay.
Yeah. And it depends on what else you got going. Like if you're a good man, you got a good heart, you provide, you protect, you have a great personality, we get along well, you know, you're a family person, you want to have kids. Like if we're on the same page with all these things and it's just that your credit bad,
right.
We gonna fix it.
We gonna fix it.
That's the type of woman I am. We gonna fix. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's sit down. What do you have? All right, maybe you need to pay some stuff off. Okay, let's get you a credit card. Start doing this, and then paying it off. Okay, you know what I mean? Like,
what about when you actually get married and you find out this person? So y'all dating, boom. He's saying his credit's good. Y'all get in a relationship. You get married now to this man. By the way, I want to tell you my credit's not great. I'm struggling. Like, what happens if you find out after the marriage?
I think that these are all conversations. I think that's why conversation and communication is so important. Like some people be like, I don't want to talk about this. No, I want to talk about everything because it's important. It affects it. You know, you and him in the marriage. So like y'all should have had that conversation anyway. Now, if you didn't actually just have your eyes on the credit score and he just flat out lied, I mean, that's now you're dealing with a liar.
Right. So. Like my ex, like they would. Well, I was like, my credit's bad. And it wasn't like, and when they looked at it, it was like, it's not bad. You know what I'm saying? It's just
someone said your credit was bad?
When we first started dating, they were like, your credit? I was like, my credit was bad. I was saying, like, I think I have bad credit. And they were like, well, let me see. And I was like, okay. So I like let them see. They was like, oh, your credit's not bad. You just got like little stupid stuff. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we could fix that. And I was like, whew. And we fixed that. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like the person made it comfortable. But I can't say like if somebody came to me like my credit messed up. And I'd be like,
the crazy
fine messed up.
Yeah, that's because what is messed up? Like, does everything have to go on my name? And then that's another thing. How comfortable and safe do I feel with you? And all the other things you have going to where if I trust you enough and I'm comfortable enough and feel safe enough and you've shown me enough that you are responsible, you do make good money or whatever, but you just had this messed up thing that happened back in the day. For my husband, I'll put something in my name. That's fine. You know what I mean? Because as long as I trust that it ain't I feel like dudes in Detroit always do this drug dealers like put this Benz in your name. I'm gonna give you the note gonna be $1,000 a month. I'm gonna give you 13.
No, that I never did that.
That's something different. But like your husband is like
it's funny because I was just thinking about that. I was like, in Detroit, we don't a lot of dudes I used to deal with like it was no credit. It was like cash is king. It was like whatever you wanted. Yeah. I can buy this house with this cash. I can buy this car with this cash. Like, they didn't believe in a lot of dudes, a lot of hood dudes, at least the dudes I was dealing with in Detroit, it was just cash.
Yeah, because they sell dope and don't know crackhead pay you.
No, but I think
they said $650.
They haven't even have a bank account.
But part of it is them. They weren't taught. It was like, I got a bunch of cash, and
there is
some
truth to that cash is king. But it's also because that's another thing that we talk about. Like, cash it's also my mom thing was always like, you don't put nothing on a credit card you can't afford to pay. That's not credit. Isn't like you run this thing up because it's there. No, it's to establish and to build and to have that. But you still, cash is king. So there's truth to that, but it's not. Street dudes is.
My auntie.
That's a red flag. If a dude don't have a debit card, if he ain't got a bank account.
I was around this street dude, and he had like a debit card and a little credit card, and I heard him on the phone like talking to like maybe like making an appointment or paying something, and he was like, hold on, let me call my old lady and ask. But he was talking about his mama, and he was calling his mom to say like, hey mom, if I put this much down, how much do I have? And he was like, he was trying to learn, like, you could tell this was like his first credit card or something. He was just trying to figure it out, and I was like, you know what, I like that. I mean, we're not dating. He's like my homie, but I was like, that's kind of cool. Like, you're still, as a man, you're trying to figure it out. But
some people would see that as a red flag. But
yeah, because just like, but then that's why they find a woman that is just like, show me. But some of these comments are funny. Someone said 620, nothing under 625.
625.
And then they said you can't get no head.
625 is bad.
625.
What's a good credit score? 7 and up? What y'all think?
Yeah, I think maybe like 680 and up.
I think it's like 7 or 17.
680 and up. 710.
I mean, 680 isn't terrible.
What's the highest? Crazy?
900?
Yeah. No, it's 8 or 8.
800.
That's 800.
Depends on the scale.
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I think that's crazy that we are. That's how people look at us. Like, what's your credit score? Like, even business. No, what's your credit score?
Yeah. I mean, because
even your Social Security.
I ain't giving you nothing. Why would I give you a loan and you don't pay people back, or you know what I mean? Like, it is important. I just don't, for me, think it's an absolute deal breaker.
I gotta get off.
What?
They said, imagine sucking a blank with the 450 credit score.
Yeah. What is wrong with your followers?
But you have, probably. Someone have.
Absolutely.
Someone have. You don't know.
I didn't even know.
We didn't know back then. But now, I guess their thing is like now, today, it's very...
It's important.
It is important, but you don't have to have somebody that's going to like just do everything for you and teach you and do all these things. But it is important to have somebody.
That's why relationships are so important. And it's like, everybody brings something to the table. Your weakness might be my strength. My strength might be your weakness. You know what I mean? And so... Again, he may have came in with this problem, but that don't mean that he's gonna stay in a relationship with it, you know. Yeah. So it's like, and if you're good at that and you really care about this person and like this person, because that's the thing that I feel like, unfortunately, some people just have not been taught.
Right.
That's exactly. I think it's slightly a character thing, but slightly less of a character thing, you know. So if that's where your strength lies in the finances and
I want that. I want a man who has that strength, because that's not my strength, and I would love to be a dude that helps shows.
If it's yours as a woman, then help him.
It's true. I would love that, because I'm not. I've always said that. I've always wanted like the guy that knows this, so he can kind of teach me, educate me, which is weird because I don't want to teach you or educate you. But if it's something that have an expert skill at, I don't mind teaching you and showing you. But if it's somebody who's like good with credit and all this, I want to be able for him to help me. And
I had a conversation with someone and I was like, I'm into you because I know you can teach me. You know what I'm saying? And I think like even aspects of like finances and credit and stuff like that, I think that I would love to know your experience so I can know like how to apply that in my life. Because if you drop it down American Express or whatever and we dating, teach me the game goes. You know what I'm saying? Or help me. You know what I'm saying?
I love a man I can learn something from.
Me too.
Whatever it is, you know what I mean? And they don't make you feel stupid for not already knowing.
Yeah, I don't like that. Like, don't make me feel stupid because I don't know. I literally was listening to a sermon today, and they were saying like people be afraid to say I don't know. I would say I don't know fast as hell. Like what? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But if you know, show me. But I also sometimes it could get it to a thing where, and I heard someone talk about this. Like I don't always want to feel like I got to teach, and it's like, if you care about someone, you shouldn't feel like you're a teacher.
That's the thin line too. I was about to say that. Would you want to teach somebody?
I don't want to always have to teach you everything, but I don't mind teaching you some things. There's some things I'm gonna be stronger in, and you're gonna be weaker in, and vice versa. So, but if I gotta, I don't want to be your mama. I don't have to raise you.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. But I do want you to come with a plan. Like if you're like, hey, my credit's bad, or this is what's going on. This is what I've been doing. and this is my timeline for things. You know what I'm saying? I think those conversations are
also important. It depends on a person, because you feel a nigga, he come with a 210 credit score.
You probably still gonna mess with him.
Okay, I mean,
but you gotta come with the money.
We can figure it out. Like, so if it's real and you really with somebody you want to be with,
then you gonna make it work.
Unless maybe, and again, I'm speaking from my position in life right now. So if I was, a millionaire, maybe I would look at it differently.
Right.
But I'm not at a point where I'm like, yeah, you gotta be coming with this. You gotta, cause no, that's fine. We can
work it out.
I'm not about to buy a $5.6 million house anyway. You know what I mean? So it's like,
yeah. So I get that. Do y'all feel like if your credit is bad and y'all wanted to get married, y'all should have a big wedding? Because that's like more debt, actually.
Again, I think it's how you manage it, and I think it's where you're at. Because your credit can be bad, but you can make a lot of money right now. But it takes time to rebuild your credit. So then that's fine. I don't think that you should not. I mean, I don't think that you should. If you're struggling, like really struggling, then no, I don't think you should. That's whether you got good credit or not. Have a big wedding. But
no, we going into debt together. If we want to have this big wedding, and you don't have it, and I don't have it, we gonna create more debt.
I hate that people put like this negative thing on big weddings, right? Because I personally want a big wedding, and not for the sake of spending a bunch of money and having a big wedding. I have a big family, and so I want my family to partake, and I have a huge family on both my mom and my dad's side. So for me, if that's the most important day of your life, look how you celebrate everything else.
Yeah,
you go to the club and pop bottles. I heard this one dude, and I'm like, you got on a different Rolex watch every week. But you like, I don't want to spend no money on a wedding. It could be fake, but it's like, if this is supposed to be the most important day of your life, and you're building this foundation with this person, I want to celebrate it.
Right.
Now, we ain't got to go all crazy extravagant by no means, but I'm not trying to go to the front of the court.
Right.
I'd actually be open now to a destination wedding, only because the older I get, the more and more I'm like, planning and stress and not only want to say planning and stress. Let me take that out. The older I get, the more I'm like, I don't want to do stuff to accommodate other people.
Yeah.
Like, even though I do want it and I want them to be there, it's also like, sometimes I had a birthday party and it's hit me, and I was like, I spent all of this money and it was cool, but I'd have much rather just took a trip.
Here's the thing, I feel that too, but I listen. This is, my dad taught me a lot, and one thing he said to me when I was younger was. And it changed my life, essentially, in the sense of how I look at money. He said, money come and money go. I'm not about to, if we get married, we have this big $100,000, we'll pay it off. Like, I'm not about to not get, I'm not stressed about money ever. Like, when people say, oh, LA is expensive, okay, yeah, it is, but how are you managing it? It's like, everywhere is expensive. I'm going to spend money tonight at dinner. I don't care if the tab $200, because I'm going to make it back. Money comes, money goes. So I'm not about to be like, oh,
period.
You know what I'm saying? But live life and enjoy it. I'm like, if we got this big ass budget for our wedding, let's get married. We're going to pay it off eventually. So look,
it's funny you say that. Our parents are kind of similar, because my dad is the same way, and my dad is also very much of time. My dad is big on his time. Like, he retired at 40 or 41, I want to say. Yeah. And his thing is like, I could continue to work, but I'm also good if I retire financially, and I'd rather have the time I can spend with my family.
There you go.
I can get on my Harley and drive across country. I can, like, he's very, very big on time, and that has rubbed off on me too.
So this is going to pivot to something that's really popular right now, which just came up, and I know people have their own definition, but creating a soft life, right? So when you meet someone and y'all go through these conversations of debt and marriage and all these things, it's just like, but I want a soft life. But people don't know you got to work hard in order to, to experience that soft life. So how do y'all feel about that, like, now with a partner? Like,
what's a soft life?
I forgot the definition for it, but it's like living at ease. It's like living at ease and just enjoying every moment or something. It's like a definition. Shout out to Dutch, because my friend Dutch is actually, you haven't heard
I've heard the term, but I've seen different definitions.
It's like you're not forcing anything. Like, everything is flowing to you, in a sense. Like, you want for nothing, you hurt for nothing. You're just living life. But with the soft life comes like the hard conversations and the hard moments. Y'all never heard about that?
I'm a Google.
I've heard different definitions. For me, I think soft life, because I've been on that, like, not to jump on the wave of like soft life, but just like I've always been super independent. I've always been, I moved to LA, was single for a very long time, so I had to do everything for me, take care of me, and it's just second nature, because even when I got in a relationship, it was like, oh shit, my bad, I'm not trying to not let you do this. It's just second nature for me, right? So for me, a soft life is like really basking in my femininity, really like letting the man be the man and do all the things, and not to be, and here's where I struggle, because I'm like, I don't ever want to come off as a liability. I don't want to sit back and let you do everything, and it's like, damn bitch, what you doing? I'm always wanting to help, and I'm always wanting to do that, but being less of like, I gotta fix it. I think as black women, we carry so much on us, and we always want to know, being more of like stress free. And I mean, and it doesn't mean it's gonna be every day, because life is life. Life be life, and you're gonna have moments of stress, moments of anger, moments of all these moments. But overall, in general, being less, I feel like I've always been more, gosh, how do I want to put it? I'm always calculating. I'm always trying to figure out the next thing. I'm always, you know, not that I want to be irresponsible by no means, but I feel like the soft life is just being more of like, I don't have to be a superwoman.
Let me look this up.
Yeah, I don't have to. Yeah, look it up, or go to my friend's Dutch page. His name Dutch Stallman. He is selling. He has a brand called The Rich Auntie, which is really cool. But he have these shirts called Soft Life. I think now at this age, like after college, and living in LA and being in a relationship and all these things, and we wake up every day, we hit the ground running every single day. It's just like, I want a break. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not superwoman. I was telling somebody, like, when I get pregnant, like, I want to have the ability to go live in Bali if I want to. You know what I'm saying? During my pregnancy, like, I don't want to worry about anything, and I want to prepare for that. And I want to prepare with somebody who's willing to, like, you know. Yeah.
I'm not sure if it even means that I won't ever have any, I can just buy anything I want to go anywhere I want. Realistically, maybe I can't. But I think it's being okay with that and not stressing or worrying about it, not comparing your life to somebody else's life, not like any of those things.
So Urban Dictionary says soft life is opposite of hard life. It says, that's literally what it says. It says, where you make decisions that leave you feeling stress-free and vibrating higher. Less about wealth, though it helps, and more about making good choices. The first example says, ordering an Uber to your devil dick appointment instead of taking public transportation.
Dude, that's that 250 credit score dick.
That's a soft life?
Yeah.
That's soft mixed with her.
I'm going to have to go out of Urban Dictionary and try to find a better definition. But that makes sense. Basically just like a soft life. Okay, I've never heard
That's not a soft life, because if you got a dick appointment, he should be sending you an Uber or picking you up.
That's hard. That's even hard life.
Why is it a devil dick, though?
And if it's devil dick,
what is a devil dick?
What is a devil dick?
Devil dick
appointment.
That's like
that person you know you need to leave alone, but it's good.
Okay, so more about making good choices. Don't we do that? I'm confused. Don't we already try to achieve this anyway? Like, there's a term now. Like, I feel like I try to do that all the time anyway. Yeah. Like, making decisions that leave you feeling stress-free. That's what we all should be doing anyway, I thought. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to check your friend page out, though.
Yeah. His stuff is good, but then I don't know.
Let me get comfortable, because
I'm trying to live a soft life.
I'm
living my soft life.
With good credit scores.
With good credit scores. So, more to the story, like, it just depends on your partner and where y'all at. Yeah. As far as, like, can we fix it, or are you just a terrible, just irresponsible person?
Yeah. That's it.
You know, like, okay.
Moral of the story.
And someone backed up and said soft life is doing what you want to do, essentially.
That's what we've been
doing anyway. I guess I just now gave it a word like.
But sometimes you don't.
Yeah.
I can't imagine anybody who would purposely make.
It's a lot of people not doing what they want to do. It's a lot of people got jobs they hate. That's not.
Well, not jobs. But you mean when you say soft life, I'm thinking you mean like not making things difficult for myself. Like,
but I'm intentionally like, if I'm angry at my job, I'm not. This is difficult for me. I'm quitting. That's one thing we got that I would be like, my job. Like, when y'all getting on my nerves too much, when it's becoming like you sucking the life out of me, no.
Okay, I get what you're saying. So a year ago I had a job, then I quit. So now I'm living a soft life in a sense of not having the stress that kind of comes with having a 9 to 5, in a sense.
Wait. Yeah. But you can have a 9 to 5 and have a soft life too.
Yeah, I got it. I get it. Yeah. This is a very interesting concept. Keysha got the email ready.
All right, we're gonna jump to tea time. That's probably a way of having a soft life too, huh? Yeah. Nice little tea. Yeah. This is where we read your emails from our viewers. If you have a question, if you have a crazy story you want to share, if you need some advice, send it to us at somebody's auntie auntea@gmail.com. So this is from our niece. She says, I met up with a guy from Bumble. We grabbed some drinks. I thought he had a weird accent, but little did I know he was slurring his words because he had been drinking before we met up. 2 red flags. After a second round of drinks, he wanted to spice it up, so we took a shot. As we threw them back, he vomited our appetizer, 2 drinks, and shot all over the bar and the bartender. I leave, and he proceeds to blow my phone up to ask if we were going to hook up because he paid for drinks. And that's what he was expecting. I blocked him, and that was my first online dating experience in LA.
Baby, no.
What's her question?
So
First of all, she's just sharing her crazy dating experience.
Don't you dare say Bumble was a red flag.
Bumble was a red flag. He showed up drunk was a red flag. He wanted to throw back a shot was a red flag. It was just red flags all through there.
I guess
if you cannot control your liquor at this age, that is a problem.
He was already drunk when she got to the date.
That's even worse. So he was
I get. That's all I say. I get having a shot or taking a buzz off before you go on a date. If you're nervous, I'm not that person, but I understand if men or women want to kind of smoke a little, do whatever they got to do before they meet a person. But what you said he threw up.
He threw up all over the bar and the bartender.
That's a hell of a
and then still want to hook up. First of all, sir, you stink. That's number one. Even if I wanted to give you some,
baby, I'm calling my Uber.
You going to another devil dick appointment.
I actually went on a date. I went on a date and I got drunk on the date.
That's normal.
And I threw up.
That's not normal.
Yeah, I was nervous. I was really nervous.
That's not normal.
I was even nervous, and what they were eating was just like, because I don't eat meat, sometimes the smell just be like,
oh.
And I got so sick, and it was like the first date.
I think the only time, my first date, I didn't get drunk like that, but we went to a winery. We went wine tasting.
You said your first date?
Like, I didn't mean to say my first date. I meant to say on a first date.
Oh, okay.
But I wasn't drunk belligerently. But we were wine tasting. Like
you don't want to get belligerent on the first.
And so I had a few, and the lady was like, "Where you guys coming from?" And I was like, "LA." And he was like, "I think she meant like what other?" It was a bunch of little I was like, "Oh."
She's like, "I'm here."
My bad.
Here's the red flag that I pointed out in this. First of all, homegirl, where is she? Don't Bumble. Try be okay or another dating app. That's probably like the low end of the totem pole. But what I noticed here, and this is, I feel like, I'm not mad at online dating. But here's the thing: what I noticed in this email is, and this is another subtopic. I feel like we always end with like more topics. Yeah, cliffhanger. But he was expecting sex because he bought her drinks. And that's the thing they called me, because I just heard the other day somebody said this is like this trending thing. This girl was like, well, you got to spend at least $350 on me if you want any type of sex. I don't know who said that.
That's prostitution.
I saw that somewhere, but it's like
low end.
You're a prostitute.
But this makes me think, and again we can talk about it next time because we're running out of time, but this makes me think of men who actually do this, who like, I'm spending this money on you, what you giving me? It's always, I don't know why you ever
expect sex because you took me on a date.
That's what I'm saying. That's normal. That's so weird.
I don't know why you'd expect sex because you did any particular thing for me, and not because we are at this point in our relationship or bond in which that. I don't know why men.
I have never. Have I been on a date and a guy wants to have sex with me after?
I feel like they might, but they might not say it. So for him to text her,
they want to have sex with you,
but that's bold for him to be like, "Well, are we hooking up because I bought you?" They probably was at Applebee's because I brought you some drinks or something like. That's not.
I haven't even been on a date where I actually got in the car with them. Actually, I like will meet them there because I have this thing. I think from being in Detroit, like I never know what guys are into, so I would never want to like get in their cars and actually ride with them. But I would always like meet them. Yeah, meet them at places. But I have never like.
You said you would or wouldn't.
I wouldn't. I don't know.
No, me either. No, I'm meeting you there because I want to leave when I want to leave, and if the day going terrible, I want to dip out. Yeah. So
I don't think I've ever been on a date when a guy was like, "You coming home with me?"
No, I've never.
Baby, no.
Here's the thing. I don't even get that energy. I don't even get the energy to make you think you're gonna get something.
You're not even about to ask me crazy like that.
Yeah, it's giving no. It's giving, baby.
That's terrible. I'm sorry you had that experience.
Me too.
But I want to encourage her to like keep going.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I know who said this, and I do believe she is in a great relationship with an amazing man. So see how life turns around for you.
Oh, dope.
I love that.
Ladies and gents, that's today's episode. Is it today's episode?
That is today's episode. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Follow us on Instagram.
Send us those questions too.
Auntie. Send us your questions so that we can address it next week. Yeah, and y'all just.
I love it. I feel like
have a great week.
You love what?
I just miss this.
I just love it.
I love it. You talking to Keysha's headband voice. I just love it.
Natalie got this whole different voice.
All right, y'all. See you
later.
Bye. Y'all funny.